This week on Ignition, we're looking at the latest entry from Mercedes Benz, a transverse engine, front-wheel drive sedan priced under $30,000. Really? Should the three-pointed star go slumming? I mean, its last foray into this niche ended badly with the hatchback C-Class Sport Coupe. After all, this is kind of Volkswagen territory, isn't it? And such exploratory missions into new demographic niches often end in tears. Look at Volkswagen's attempt to sell an S-Class competitor. You go on Craigslist, you can find Phaetons all day long for under 30,000 bucks. The new entry is called the CLA class. It's based on Europe's A-Class hatchback, but in the US, we'll only get this version with swoopy four-door coupe bodywork, frameless glass, and so forth. And as for the bargain aspect, well, good luck finding one for under $30,000, because you add a few choice options like 4MATIC all-wheel drive, a panoramic sunroof, automatic self-parking, and so forth, and the price quickly balloons to near that of the C-Class, which starts at $38,000. Now, globally, Mercedes-Benz is a full-line manufacturer, building a car for every person purpose. But in the US, it's a prestige brand, known for rear-drive dynamics and the kind of engine refinement that only comes with a longitudinal engine. Doesn't this CLA class risk jeopardizing all that? Let's hop in and find out. Well, you don't have to drive this new CLA class very far to realize that this is an entirely different idea than that hatchback C-Class was. That was kind of a cynical price play. Get a low advertised number to get people in the showroom and then talk them into a nicer one once they're there. This car is all about CO2 regulations in Europe and CAFE in the US. This is a gas mileage car. They need to sell a lot of these, and so they have to make it nice. People have to actually come in wanting this car. So every inch of this car is a much nicer, every inch of a Mercedes Benz, whereas I think that last one wasn't. There's a whole lot of very typical Mercedes-Benz standard equipment on this car. In the safety realm, there's a collision warning system. You got obviously all the airbags, lane monitoring that buzzes the steering wheel when you cross the line without your turn signal, all that kind of stuff. And of course, Distronic cruise control is available, panoramic sunroof, and of course in spring of 2014, the 4MATIC all-wheel drive will arrive. We had a chance to sample that one yesterday, and it felt almost indistinguishable from this car. I have to say the styling of this car has gotten a lot of looks here in fashion-conscious Saint-Tropez, France. It's drawing a crowd when we stop. I think it's really good looking. I've spent a couple days walking around this thing, and I really like it. Of course, there is a little bit of a cost. My head rubs the ceiling in the back seat, and I'm only 5'11" and kind of short-waisted, so it's not going to be a great long-distance car for 4 adults. But you know, really Mercedes-Benz is targeting younger people with this, and young families and so forth. You know, get them in and then move them up the brand, and I think they're going to have some luck with that. So I'm driving in a Edition 1 CLA class, which is only going to be 700 of them or so. It's got this lovely green stitching throughout, green stripes on the seats, which is very cool. But the base cars, the regular ones, look really sharp also. An MB-Tex vinyl, which looks a lot like leather, is standard. Leather will be optional. The dash is trimmed with a very convincing aluminum look on the base car. This one has actual brushed metal, and wood is also available. The design language is very much like all the other Mercedes these days. We've got the crosshatch circular vents and so forth. The gauges could come right out of one of the other Mercedes. Everywhere you look and feel in this car, they're trying to make sure that if you buy this car, you're getting exactly the same experience you are from the ones further up the price chain. The engine is becoming the new standard around the world, a 2-liter direct injected turbocharged 4-cylinder. This one makes 208 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Of course, hearing that 258 pound-feet of torque are going to the front axle makes you worry about torque steer a little bit, and so far I haven't felt that at all. Now, they do say that they use the electric power steering to counteract torque steer. If that's the case, they're doing it pretty well, because I've done wide open throttle wheel turn launches, and the steering wheel has been totally calm in my hand. So good job on that one. Acceleration wise, they haven't released any numbers yet, and we don't have our gear over here to try it out ourselves, but it certainly seems amply peppy, if you will. I would say it's probably in the 6 to 7 second range. That engine, of course, is paired with a 7-speed dual clutch transmission, and that thing is wonderful. It's got a sport mode that I've engaged here, which is very good at guessing what gear you should be in for the conditions, holds lower gears as you go through turns, that kind of thing. Of course, if you don't want to try to entrust all the gear shifting to the computer, there's also very nice shifter paddles, which bring instantaneous response. And with 7 ratios, all pretty evenly spaced, there's always a gear for exactly the conditions you find yourself in. Even the exhaust note is pretty engaging in this car. We're driving a car with the sport suspension. At least at the beginning, all cars coming to the U.S. will have the sport suspension. A choice of 17 or 18-inch tires. This car's got the big 18s, and the grip levels seem pretty decent. The steering is typical Mercedes Benz. Not a ton of feel. You don't really get a good sense of what's happening at the road through the helm. But the ratio is nice. It's very linear. I don't ever find myself correcting in corners and so forth. So, pretty pleased with that. Well, after spending 3 days in the new CLA 250, I can assure you this is no C-Class sport coupe. In fact, it reminds me more of the original Kinder Benz, the 190e. Like that car, this one represents a high-stakes investment in Mercedes-Benz's future. And with its bold, beautiful, aggressive styling and the chassis dynamics to back it up, I'm willing to bet that this car will pay off as handsomely in the US as the 190 did everywhere else. In fact, if Volkswagen isn't careful, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being the car GTI owners want to graduate into.